Pricing is, it's not just about the price on the invoice. It's not just the price I charge for the product. There's a lot of aspects to pricing.
A lot of companies have policies that were written 20 or 30 years ago that's in their terms and conditions, and without too much effort you can go into and reevaluate your freight position and evaluate how other competitors are doing it and see if there's opportunities.
We had a customer who is in the specialty metals business, and the very first project we did was a freight project. And this is a customer, they ship metal bars, very heavy, right? They never charged freight. And I can tell you, the sales team, when we walked in the door, said, you can't do it, right? This industry, you can't do it, nobody does. Well, the reality is, they're the #1 player in the industry. And so as we were talking through it, they said, well, none of our competitors charge freight, we can't charge freight. And I said, well, if the leader doesn't charge freight, how are any of the #2, #3, #4 players gonna be able to do that? So of course they don't. We have an opportunity to change the market here, right?
We were internally very cautious about changing the freight policy. It hadn't been changed in 10 years. And we went in and we changed it, and we didn't hear anything. The customers didn't even notice.
In the first year alone, we had $1 million, $1.5 million of freight revenue that we collected that they were never collecting before. It's not a price increase. That was like a 5% improvement to their bottom line, just for doing something simple. Now, after that, we reset their prices, we reset their discount structure. We did 3 other projects with that client. But it was because we got in there and did something pretty simple, pretty straightforward, changed the dynamic of thinking around the sales team of what was possible, and it generated a lot of money. Other areas that we look at are related to that. What if a customer, if my lead time is normally 2 weeks and they need it in 3 days, right? We have to disrupt our operation. We have to move orders. That costs us a lot of money, potentially puts other customers' orders at risk. We should get paid for that. A lot of our clients, they don't necessarily do that. So it's another area where we could do something that customers would understand, because you and I would understand if I order Amazon and I want it in 2 days instead of 5 days, it costs me, I have to pay for that. It's not unusual. Same thing for an industrial client. They'll pay it. And if they need it, they'll gladly pay it to get it sooner. And if they really didn't need it in 3 days, then I'd rather know that so I don't disrupt my schedule, right?
I would coach businesses to start with getting a good fundamental understanding of just where the money goes. Follow the money. And supply chain organizations are really good at this. They've been doing Six Sigma projects for years and figuring out where the costs go. Pricing and commercial organizations, we haven't done a lot of this. So a lot of times as we're getting to know a business and we're trying to understand where that low-hanging fruit is, the first tool we use is called a pricing waterfall. And it's literally, let's look at every instance where we give a discount and let's understand why we give a discount, what are the rules of engagement, and then where actually is the money going. And it usually tells you pretty quickly where the opportunities are. If you are having a profit problem, meaning your price increases aren't offsetting your cost increases, so you're losing money, you're generating less profit than you did before. That's a very different discussion than if you're sustainably making money, but you want to find the holes in the floor or the low-hanging fruit.
There's a logical progression as you find the things that deliver the most money with the least amount of risk and effort, and you want to do those first. Things like freight, expedites, things like how I give somebody a quantity discount if they buy in large quantities or I don't buy in large quantities. Those are things that you can impact very quickly. And customers don't necessarily get as upset about those things.